Today's a special day here at Brixworth because we've passed off the last V8 race engine. The process of passing off a V8 race engine ready to go to the circuit is very involved.
Yeah, end of era for us. Last engine. I hope it's a race-winning one.
There are lots of checks done in the build area before sending the engine down to the dyno area, where we bolt the engine on and check the engine thoroughly before running it, and then we do what we call a BIPO, which is a break-in and pass off. So the initial break-in part runs in the plain bearings and the rolling element bearings, and just generally gets all the moving parts working well together. And then the pass-off process is checking whether the performance of the engine and the efficiency of the engine is at the level that we expect and that we demand before we say that an engine's okay to go to the circuit and to race. The pass-off of this engine does mark the end of the era for us producing these engines. The mood here is mixed. I think there's a huge amount of pride in terms of what's been produced over the last years, but there's also a huge amount of determination that right down to the engines being turned off at the last Grand Prix and everything being checked out as okay. And the last results coming out, then nobody's going to relax. Everybody's going to make sure that we keep pushing hard and capture every single millisecond and ensure that every single lap is completed successfully.
So we're just about to fire up our last ever V8. It's kind of the end of an era for us here, but exciting times ahead next year with the V6. So let's see how this one goes.
The very first V8 engine was fired up in 2005, the very first development engine. And since then it's probably over 1,000 engines that have been built and tested. In terms of how successful have we been with that, then there have been 46 Grand Prix wins, 48 pole positions, and over 3,000 World Championship points achieved by those engines. Working hand in hand with Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS brings with it some big advantages. We've been working closely with them for the last 2 years to make sure that what we develop ideally matches in with the requirements for a fast overall race car. So the design, the concept and the development work has been done directly in conjunction with the team of engineers at Brackley.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a change, isn't it? But it's a change for the good. Something new. I'm sure.
It's not so much a case of familiarity breeds contempt, but I've seen them all because they're all special. But yeah, I suppose there's got to be something there, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of excitement in this building as a consequence of the new regulations, but it's a huge challenge. Developing this new technology, and also the regulations have been changed such that it's only 5 power units per driver per championship. So that's not just the internal combustion engine, but also the battery to go with the air system and the electric motors and the turbochargers. Getting the reliability to a level such that a driver can do the championship with just 5 is a huge challenge. So the performance and the reliability bring with it some big hurdles, and people are knocking those down one by one at the moment. I think the new engine will change things a little bit. It's introducing something new. The V8s and the KER system have been very stable for several years, and so introducing something new, there's always the opportunity to learn a little bit in the opening races as to how best to apply it, how best to use it for grid position and race position at the end. And also there's the risk that with new things that things could go wrong. So so we might see more failures from the power unit compared with current.
That's it. Last one, it's a gun.
Very good.
Ready to go.
Right, let's get her out of here.
The dedication and the enthusiasm of the people here does mean that it's more than an inanimate object. It's a product. The V8 and the KER system is something that's very dear to us all. It's something that we've all worked very hard over, and there is going to be an element of sadness, an element of emotional attachment to it, and so that does, that does infect people.